Hello, y'all. I am back again for another video. And at the same time, I'm on this exercise bike, so you get on yours also. So, this video is part of the episodes of why not to let a narcissist come over. And as I stated before, originally, I just was going to have a part one. However, we're now in the part 7 because I just continuously keep thinking of more and more reasons. So, why not to let a narcissist come over? The first reason in this video is this. You ready for it? I know you are. You curious, y'all? Why not to let a narcissist come over? Most importantly, pathological liars is why. You cannot trust someone that's a pathological liar. And I will get into an example of pathological lying, and I almost want to consider it maybe a different video subject, but I'll go into it. I'll give you an example. When I was with my ex, he has a aunt that lives out of state. Okay, his biological aunt, his mother's sister. However, he would oftentimes, I would catch things like he would oftentimes put other women's phone numbers underneath Auntie, whatever her name was. I don't want to expose her name here, but then some years later, after the breakup, my relative saw him someplace and he mentioned that that person was his aunt, which it was not. You know, first thing I told my relatives was that's not his aunt. His aunt lives out of state. She's not here visiting. Then one time he went out of town. Now, check this out. This is where the pathological lying comes in. This aunt does exist. She is alive and she does live out of state. However, he would mention to me that he oftentimes spoke about me to this aunt. Now, you would think, okay, well, that's normal, a nephew venting with his aunt, which it is. However, it's all lies. And believe it or not, I was able to pinpoint. First of all, let me tell you this. He was never talking to his aunt. Not every day. He would always say, well, we speak at this time every day. All of it was lies. From the aunt story to, now I'm not going to say he doesn't talk to his aunt. However, with narcissists, they're pathological liars. You can't trust much of what they say, and it just won't add up. He claimed he was constantly speaking about me to somebody that I never talked to. So you got to pick up on the lies. So that's another reason not to have them in your house, because it puts a bad house in the spirit because they're lying in your house repeatedly. It's a difference between being private and just outright telling somebody a lie every day. So, for example, if you have a conversation with somebody and you just don't want people to know who you're talking to, that's fine. Don't even mention it. Don't never mention the person. I mean, that's better than just lying. Or if you don't want people in your business and you don't want people to know what job you're actually doing, your job could actually be you're a maid. And so instead of lying and saying that you work for the parks department, just tell people you're at work. I mean, you don't have to say you work at the parks department. Just say you're at work. I'm at work. However, your job could be taking care of a patient at your home or a disabled client. But you don't have to tell people that. Just say you're at work. That's it. So what I'm trying to say is it's one thing to be private, but it's another thing to just be a compulsive liar. If I have a job, I don't want somebody to know what the job is, just say I'm at work. So just do it that way. I mean, I'm just trying to give you tips also as empathic people so you can not develop narcissistic traits. So that's another reason not to have narcissists in your house is pathological lying. And I just gave you a clear example. I wouldn't want that man in my house because I don't want him in my house lying and saying he going to talk to his aunt every day at after work. This is somebody he has to talk to every day, y'all. Just lies. And another thing, when I was in the relationship with him, suddenly this aunt was irrelevant. And during the time he would be talking to this aunt, he was talking to me. So you got to pick up on this clue. That's the time he be talking to his women. That same time zone. After he gets off work till he goes to the buddy's house and drink and hang out and talk a bunch of crap or whatever these guys do together. So stuff like that. And I literally mean whatever these guys do together. So pick up on the cues here. Okay, because remember, narcissists are pathological liars. So that narcissist was never going to tell me, by the way, I'm talking to the shitty booty smelling lady every day, my prostitute, before I go fuck these men over here that I drink with. Same way with a female. The female not gonna say, well, I talk to my John every day because I sell pussy to him before I go over here and hang out with these other gay bitches because I'm a lesbian. Narcissists are not gonna tell you this. They're not gonna say, by the way, I just tested HIV for fucking AIDS. By the way, I have AIDS. They're not going to say that. So just don't mess with pathological liars. And I'm sorry about the profanity, but don't mess with pathological liars. Another reason not to have narcissists at your home or your residence is when they come over, the way they treat children is not proper. So, or your family, it doesn't have to be just children. Anyone that's in your household, especially when they live in your household. I'm not talking about a situation where the narcissist is over and it's a house party and a gathering and the narcissist is not talking to every single person. Not that type of situation. I'm talking about when the narcissist comes over and it's your relatives there, actual relatives, whether they're adopted or relatives, and in-laws, whatever, and the narcissist is rejecting them, especially minors, especially your children. They're approaching the narcissist, trying to have conversations with the narcissist, and the narcissist will say something like, now I'm talking to your mama now, or I'm talking to your daddy now. So the narcissist shuns the child away. And this actually happened to one of my relatives when I brought the narcissist over. And it gave a bad spirit off, in my opinion. And this particular relative is very willing to say, well, mom, he can come back over. But you got to remember, your relatives are young and they're not as experienced. So that's that empathic, they want to keep trying to make someone like them. So you notice when the narcissist just shun them away. So don't bring anyone back over that's not friendly with children. And I don't mean friendly where they overly friendly because they have a spirit of child molestation, or they're being friendly with kids because it's devious. They want to do something else to the child. Not that type of friendly. I mean, just This person is not a molester. They don't molest kids. However, they're shunning your child away and basically setting a bad example. You bring in narcissists in your home that's really a bad role model for the kids, y'all. That's the bottom line. So another reason not to have narcissists come over is you don't have a reason. You just, for some reason, you can't explain it. And I do that all the time, y'all. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't have to have a reason. It doesn't have to be explained. Just go off your instinct. If your instinct tell you not to have them over, just don't have them over. What was the other reason I was going to name? Oh, another reason not to bring the narcissist over or have the narcissist come over is you're tired. Being tired can be your best protection. Not only are you tired, you notice that when the narcissist comes over, you're drained. And it's not necessarily because you're sexually active with the narcissist, it's just something about them. They come over and they leave, and you sleep the next week. And you just can't figure this out. Like, why am I so drained after this particular person came over? So that's another reason not to let the narcissist come over. Another reason not to let a narcissist come over is fights. You get into physical fights with them. And a lot of times these are relative narcissists. So common sense, you know not to keep bringing somebody over that you're fighting with. But the problem is, if it's a relative, you make the exception. And the exception should not be made. The narcissist can't come over. Tearing up your property would be another reason not to have the narcissist come over. Property could get tore up because they're fighting with you. Another reason not to have the narcissist come over is they're rude in your domain. They disrespectful, rude, they in a bad mood. You ain't got time for it. Call me on the damn phone with you and your freaking mood swings. Don't bring your mood swings over here. So, I'm trying to think of another thing. Just bad attitude in general. Oh, just eating up your food. You know, they just literally coming just for something. So when you know that a narcissist is coming just for certain things, you know that they're coming for sex. You know that they're coming just to eat your food. You know that they come in just to pick on your kids. You know that they come in just to abuse your property and knock your pictures off the wall or whatever. You know that they come in just to steal from you. You know that they come in just to ask you for some money. So don't let anybody come over where they're just coming for a certain thing. And it's not a set agreement that they be there for a certain thing because y'all are business partners or something like that. I'm talking about personal situations. So your home is not an environment where you're supposed to be allowing people to come there just to use you. Because if that's the case, you're creating an environment where it's unhealthy. It's, there's no boundaries. Like, the narcissist knows they can come up in your house and use you. That doesn't make you look very good. And the narcissist knows that you're a pushover. And the narcissist just shouldn't be there. I mean, it's just no reason. It won't turn out for your benefit. Another reason not to have the narcissist over, you just don't want memories of them ever being there. And that's the blessing about this place. The narcissist hasn't been here. He hasn't been here in this place since I've been in this residence. And I've been here several years. So not having the narcissist over, even if you don't move into a new place, not having them over for a very long time will get their memory faded out. their memory will just leave. You'll just forget about them. And you want to forget about them. You don't want the narcissist to have that ever presence. It's just the spirit that they're always there when they're not there. And the narcissists just don't appreciate being at your residence. They just don't. And they never will. It's always going to be the wrong motive. Oh, I just thought of another reason. Why not to let a narcissist come over? And listen to this one very carefully. This might be the most important for men and women. This is the most important out of part 7 of this video. Why not to let the narcissist come over? Why not to let the narcissist come over? Is because they're going everywhere. Your house ain't the only house that they coming over to. I promise you this. Narcissists get around, y'all. Whether they a man or woman, they get around more than you think. And I'm not saying that every single person house that they go to, they have sex with them. That's not going to happen because everybody's not going to give them sex. That's just the reality. The narcissist thinks they can get it from everybody. But that's not the case, because if that was the case, the narcissist wouldn't be discarded as much as they are. But the reason you shouldn't let them come over is because you got to decide if you want to just be one of their numbers or you want to be in their rotation, because that's all you are. That's why narcissists come to your house at set times, because you're filling in a slot. Okay, I come to her house when I get off work. I stay for a few hours. Then I go to her house and stay all night twice a week. Same way with the guys. The guys with the women. So the guys got the women. And so the women are going to his house when she gets off work, and then she's going to somebody else's house that's going to let her stay the night, if that makes sense. Vice versa, whether you be a man or woman, that narcissist is getting around and going to other men and women's house. I hope I explained it properly and used the gender thing correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. So you ain't the only house they going to. And I'm not saying that Lord and God, like if somebody come to your house, they can't go to other people's house. But remember, the first thing I mentioned in this video is pathological lying. You're very direct and upfront. When you're dealing with the narcissist, you're honest and genuine. So if that's your man or that's your woman, you're pretty honest. Like, I don't deal with nobody but you. You my only man. And then for guys, that's your only woman. Because despite what people think, all men ain't just cheaters like people think. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. And the main men that are not the cheaters, those are the men that get the narcissistic females that's always cheating. So ultimately, I think the most important reason out of all these reasons in part 7 of why not to let a narcissist come over is the fact that narcissists are always going to be dipping and dabbing in other people's house. And picture this. I'm going to give you an example for women. A lot of the prostitutes they hire, where do you think they taking them to? A lot of these prostitutes are doing business out of their homes. So your male narcissist is going to his prostitutes' houses. And I mean legitimate prostitutes, y'all. We got to get out of the movies thinking that they all just standing on the corner somewhere on a major street with the hitchhiking sign out. But they really selling sex. So The narcissist, you don't mean nothing to the narcissist because the narcissist is at your house and you're a traditional good woman, and he going over to that prostitute house. That's freaking nasty. And for the men, it's the same thing. The woman is selling sex at those guys' house, and they could be coming to hers. She's going to orgies. What about that? She coming to your house, going to whole orgies that she don't invite you to. Nasty. They nasty. Keep them out your house. And remember, I gave an example in the beginning. It's not like these nasty freaking bastards are telling you what they doing, because they pathological liars. So once you pretty much suspect that they are narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath, know that they pathological liars and keep them the hell out of your house. And another reason to keep them out of your house, they're very provocative. Especially if they coming into your house fighting and arguing with you and being rude and all the mean, conniving shit that narcissists do when they come to your house. And ultimately, they don't know how to act in your house. Why have people coming to your house that don't know how to act? Come on now. Bring mature, empathetic, caring, loving people that just genuinely want to be there for the right reason. And the best people, y'all, not going to want to be sitting in your house all the time. They may come, but that's a red flag. The narcissist is always in your house. And another reason not to have narcissists in your house, and you can pick and choose with this one. You can do it whatever way you want to. I mean, I do know people that they're the type of people where they don't like going to other people's house. Their friend invites them over, but they just don't go because they prefer to be at home. However, if you're a person that doesn't feel right with this part of a relationship with the narcissist, and that's the part where they only come to your house and you're not welcomed at theirs, if that bothers you, no longer have that narcissist at your house. So I hope this helps y'all. This is part 7 of why not to let the narcissist come over. And if I think of any more, I will do another video. However, all of these videos on why not to let a narcissist come over will be under a playlist, y'all. So check out every single one of my videos on why not to let a narcissist come over, and you make up your mind from there. I can't make you do nothing. I can only give you a suggestion on what I think would help you based on my experience and how it's helping me navigate my life and regather my life back together from all the destruction that's been going on from narcissists throughout my lifetime. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all so much. I've been on this video almost 24 minutes. I appreciate you tuning in. Leave your comments. I love to interact with my viewers and subscribers, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Bye.